Okay, greatest common factor. When we're finding greatest common factor, we're given two numbers usually. It can be more, but in general, it's two numbers. Factors are numbers that you can multiply together to get another number. So what we need to do is figure out what numbers can I multiply together to get 15 and what numbers can I multiply together to get 24. When I do this in a line. The first factors of any number are always 1 and itself. I can multiply 1 times 15 in order to get 15. The given number is always going to be your greatest factor and 1 will be your smallest. So I put them on either end so I can fill in and everything will be in order from least to greatest. Now I need to go through my numbers and see what else I can multiply. I cannot multiply 2 by anything to get 15, but I can multiply 3 and 5 to get 15. 4 cannot be multiplied by anything to get 15, and then I come to 5 again. So once I've met in the middle, those are all the factors that I have for 15. 1, 3, 5, and 15. Now let's go to 24. 1 and 24 are going to be numbers. I can multiply 2 by 12. I can multiply 3 times 8. I can multiply 4 times 6. And 5 does not go into 24. So that's all the factors of 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, and 24. Well, that's not what they asked. They're looking for the greatest common factor. Well, common means the same, and greatest is obviously the biggest. So I'm going to go through and circle all the numbers that they have in common first. We're always going to have 1 in common. We have 3 in common. And it looks like that is all the common factors that I have. So now I need to see which one of these numbers that I circled is going to be the greatest or the biggest. And that's going to be 3. So the greatest common factor of 15 and 24 is 3. Let's look at two more numbers. I have 18 and 32, and I'm looking for the greatest common factor. Always start with 1 and the number, so 1 and 18. I can multiply 2 times 9. I can multiply 3 times 6. 4 does not multiply to get 18 evenly, and neither does 5. So those are my 6 factors of 18. 32, I can multiply 1 times 32. I can multiply 2 times 16. 3 does not go into 32. 4 does. 8 times. 5 does not go into 32. 6 does not go into 32. 7 does not go into 32. But 8 does. So there's a lot of spacing here, but those are my 6 numbers that go evenly into 32. Now I need to find my common numbers. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Looks like 1 and 2 are my only common factors, and the greatest one out of those would be 2. It's easy to mix up greatest common factor and least common multiple and what step you're trying to do. With greatest common factor, the greatest number will be your starting number, and all the other numbers will be smaller. So greatest common factor, the first number is the greatest.